Hello there, my dear friends. For a long time, I've been wanting to tell you guys on how you can make money off of investing into our project, Dream House Residence. And to be more exact, from 40 to 60% back in just 4 months. And right now is the best time because we start to sell apartments. Right now, I'll show you all the numbers, and for some of you guys, it won't be any news that any new residents that are being built will always grow in prices just after the finishing stages of the foundation and the starting of the building, because the Republic of Dominican is a very wanted place, especially in Las Terrenas, where land like that is valued highly. And in general, the dynamic of prices is a lot higher. I mean, even just from the first stage of the foundation being built to the complete construction of the residence, the price can rise from 40 to 50%. And right now, I'll be showing you those numbers. And right now, we're on the very first stage of pre-sale. And I'll show you the prices for them. So the first apartment is 1-bedroom style. It costs $99,000. And then apartments with 2 bedrooms, which is $198,000. The 1-bedroom apartment is 538 square feet. The one with 2 bedrooms is about 1,000 square feet. And then we also have penthouses that are $268,000. And the first floor is about 1,100 square feet. The second floor is about 1,300 square feet. And a terrace that, if the owner wants to, we can continue to build out to be a 3rd bedroom, which would turn into a 3rd bedroom penthouse. So the total area of the penthouse is about 2,300 square feet. But that is the price for the pre-sale for the first stage. And the pre-stage will finish when the year ends. So 31st December 2023, first stage ends. And again, this is all planned out, so it's all calculated by the budget and so forth. But what will happen next? On the second stage, it will be the active phase of selling. It starts in January and it will finish until we are completely done building the whole residence. And the prices will raise about 20%, so a 1-room apartment will now cost $120,000. Apartments with 2 bedrooms will be about $200,000. And the penthouses will sell for about $300,000. And these prices will continue on all the way till the end of construction. And it will also finish whenever we sell out completely. If we don't sell out completely by the end of construction, so if we have something left, then the prices will reach what I like to call phase 3, the 3rd stage. And it is called post-price selling. And here's the news. The apartment with 1 bedroom will now cost $140,000. The apartments with 2 bedrooms will now cost $235,000. And the penthouses will cost $325,000. So you see how much the prices will rise from the beginning of construction all the way to the end and all the way to the post-construction. Now, here's the question. How can you make money off of this? Now, the easiest way to make money off of this is to buy the apartments now, wait 3 months until we get into the second stage, and sell them. So, we got October, November, December, and January, 4 months basically, and you can sell them for, a 20% profit. But if you're a real investor, that's not as interesting. For us, we have a system called planning payments. In other words, you can pay in stages. Now, to be honest, a lot of construction companies do this, where you just put in about $5,000 and then you can choose out when you want to pay out the next sum of money and so forth. But for us, what type of stages do we have? So the easiest way that we have it is that you pay 20% on 3 contracts. In other words, you decide you put in 20% of the apartment, so 99,000, 20%, $20,000, and then that's it. You pay the 20% and you can wait, and then you can choose whenever you want to pay the next. But then the next 20% you have to pay whenever construction starts. So for us, that would be November, December. We're going to start in that area probably, which by the way, we just finished the first stage of construction. So all the groundwork has been done. So you could technically say that we've already started. I mean, you could say we started even 2 to 3 months ago. We've completely done all the groundwork. So we evened it out, we put in all the rocks. In other words, we've kind of put a pillow on the ground to start the construction of the actual foundation. And we have also started on the fence, so we've built out the first part and we'll finish it closer to the end. So we've made the gate, we've put in collids, it has lights, so forth. But by the contract, our construction starts whenever we actually start putting up the walls. And that would be November, December of this year. And then the next time you have to pay is 25% for whenever we start the blueprints and actually filling out the places. So you have a whole half of a year to wait for the prices to rise, which it will rise. Then the next 25% is the interior, and this will start about 3 to 4 months later than the third contract. And then the last 10% is whenever you actually receive the apartment. But now let's see on how we can actually make money off of that. So let me show you how. Let's say, for example, you choose out the apartment with 1 bedroom. You pay out 20% and you sign a contract. And then you are fixated on the price of $99,000. November, December comes by and you pay another 20%, which means you've already invested $40,000. It should be obvious that you have to pay 1% to the lawyer that fills out all the documents. And once you do that, in January the prices rise. So now the price of your apartment is already $120,000. You might say, oh, what will happen? Well, of course, if we have any apartments left with this type of dynamic with all of the investors, so we're actively selling apartments, we could just run out of apartments even before January comes by. But even if they aren't any left, it doesn't matter. You already bought an apartment for $90,000 and you've already put in $40,000, and now your apartment is worth more than it was before in 4 months. So now they cost a whole $120,000. So what could you do? Now you could sell it off for $120,000. You could do it by yourself, or we could help out with that and sell it off to other clients that are potentially looking for a 1-room apartment, which is, by the way, so far the most sold type of apartment, because it's good for renting and it's good for investment. Because right now these type of apartments are kind of rare in Las Terrenas that are easy to rent out. They sell out really quickly. So back to the subject, you sold your apartment for $120,000 and you bought it for $100,000. So you've made $20,000 and you've only invested $40,000. So tell me this, how much did you make? Correct, 50%. Now, how could you do this physically? It's very simple. Contract for the assignment of property rights. What that means is that if you sell it or if we sell it to someone else, we take what you did and we just write it on to them. So he, instead of you, continues to go by that 20-25% plan. And you can even go another way. You can wait till the third stage and sell it for $140,000 and make even more. But in this situation, you would have to continue to pay out the rest of the stages. So if you want to get quick cash in 4 months, okay, 4 to 5, not big difference. And you got 40 grand, here's the right way to do it. You just put in $40,000 and you make 50%. In other words, you had 40, you get $60,000, of course. And the best part about it, it's not even a risky deal. It's not a hype project or an interest project. It's all right in front of you. And you don't even have to worry about ownership because we'll only give you that whenever you pay out the 10 last percent. So, in other words, you're just buying and then reselling. So, that's the deal, my friends. What do you have to do? Just make a decision and correctly invest. And of course, you make money, you get an apartment, and enjoy getting paid. And of course not. Why not? You can do this multiple times. If there's any questions left, my contacts will be in the description below. You have been with Yuri Konstantinov, and goodbye.